Day 127, canoeing across Canada. We are on Saganagans Lake in the Quetico Provincial Park in Ontario, and it is a beautiful day so far. We've got about 2.5, maybe 3 miles to paddle. We're heading south, and then we're going to portage over to Saganagan Lake. So there's a Saganagans Lake and there's a Saganaga Lake. And that is where the two routes will meet. When I say the two routes, there is the Boundary Waters route, which I didn't take through Quetico Park. I went through the center of Quetico Park. The more, let's say, more beautiful and less populated area is the one I went. And the Boundary Waters is apparently it's still beautiful. Of course it will be. But there'll be more people there. So yeah, that's where the two routes are going to meet. And then from there, I'll be paddling the Boundary Waters. I'll be following the border basically all the way until I get to Arrow Lake, which I think Arrow Lake from here is around 50 miles. We're also going to be crossing the Great Divide, the Continental Divide. So right now I'm paddling against the current, but there's going to be a point where I'll be going with it. So that'll be cool. That should speed me up a little bit. Yeah, so let's get into this day. Yeah. It's hard to believe, but there's actually some thunder in the distance. It's been brewing for the last hour. I can hear it. So we'll see what happens in the day. Let's go. 3 miles to go till our next portage. Just under 3 miles. Oops. Came in a bit hot. All right, we're back. So that portage was 0.45 of a mile, so almost half a mile, and it took 2.5 hours. But we're back, we're paddling. So the last 2 days I haven't really been packing my canoe up properly because there's been a lot of portages, and this morning I did it again because I knew I was only paddling sort of 2.5–3 miles before the first portage. But now we have just made it to Saginaga Lake, and this is the lake that borders the US. So now I'm going to be paddling this lake, basically the whole length of it, and there's no more portages for at least 10 or 12 miles. We're back inside this lake. Natural amphitheater. With a cool echo, awesome acoustics. And I was dreaming of the past, and my heart was beating fast. And I began to lose control. And I began to lose control. I didn't mean to hurt you, and I'm sorry that I made you cry. I didn't want to hurt you. I'm just a jealous guy. Cool. All right, we're just coming out of Cache Bay and linking up with the boundary waters. So we're going to be going around this point in front of me, but that right there is USA. That's how far away we are now. And I have to hug this side. I'm going to stay on the Canadian side, down the center of this lake. Well, not really the center, but there's a line basically. There's the boundary is in the middle somewhere. And I'm going to make sure I stay on the Canadian side of it. Yeah. Hello, USA. I'm just heading over to an island here called Hook Island, H-O-O-K. It's right next to the border on the Canadian side. And it looks like there's a camp there. So that's going to be my final destination for the day. There's a wind coming against me. If there was a wind behind me, I'd maybe push a couple more mile and put up the umbrella and make the most of it, but it's against me at the moment, so it's I don't know, 4:30, so I'm just gonna call it. I really enjoyed yesterday. I finished yesterday a little bit earlier than normal, and I had a swim and I relaxed a little bit, and I yeah, like I enjoyed myself. So that was always the plan from the beginning for this year, was slow down, enjoy yourself, go for swims. And I kind of do that, but I do it in the morning, not in the evenings, like not in the afternoons. I have slower mornings. Today I didn't start paddling till maybe 11. But that was mainly because I had work to do. as in like pushing these videos out for you guys. That's why. Because canoeing across Canada is one thing, filming it is another. And the logistics of doing all of that and getting weekly videos out for you guys is another one. Portaging every portage 4 or 5 times because I'm filming. So yeah, it is what it is. It's not a complaint. This is what I signed up for. This looks pretty cool. Alright, so we found a camp. We're on Hook Island, and right next to the border. It's the first island right just inside Canada. And there's a little camp. It's just a little walk through the trees over there at the top of the hill. I was hoping it was going to be down here by this little beach, which I could still do, but it's not bad up there. I'm not going to take everything. I'll leave my beer barrel here, just take my dinner up. Make it easy on myself. Let's head up. been a funny old day today. Felt really short. I mean, I didn't start paddling till about 11. But, I don't know, it felt very non-productive. But we did paddle 8.5 miles, and we did almost half a mile portage. So, not terrible. Not my best day, but not terrible. Tonight's dinner, I've treated myself tonight actually. Tonight's dinner is creamy beef and noodles with mushrooms. I'm excited about that. But I'm also super excited about this one. A dessert. Peach cobbler. Pound cake and granola with heavy cream, peaches and brown sugar. Hoo-hoo. I'm excited about that. Not really much of a sweet tooth, but I'm looking forward to that. So we made it to Saganaga Lake, and I'm so sorry if I'm butchering that. Saganaga. Saganaga. I mean, yeah, that's Saganaga. I want to do a really good day tomorrow. But I always say that. But I actually do this time. I'm going to set my alarm tomorrow. I'm going to get up at the crack of dawn. I'm going to get up with the sun. Try to make up for a few of these slower days. Remember yesterday? I broke my spoon. Still using it though. I don't care. Plus I don't have another one. Not bad. I'll get that again. Somebody should sponsor me, eh? Like one of these dehydrated food companies. I emailed a bunch before the trip. Nobody got back to me. Not one. If you're watching, message me. I'm really noticing the birds today. The birds have been singing. See? It's only 6 o'clock. I was thinking I'm going to eat this and go to bed. Maybe I still will. Get as much rest as I can. See you then. See you tomorrow. All right, before I go, I know you wanted to see me take a bite. Just taste the cobbler. It's a little bit runny. Hello there. Whee! I think I put a little bit too much water. Still. The flavor's there, but the texture's not. Too much water. Sorry, peach cobbler. Tasty though. Alright, so I'm in my tent. I literally just got in here, zipped it up, and the rain has started. It's light, but it started. It's like it just waited all day, just waited till I was ready. And it's like, okay, he's in his tent, now we'll start. Birds are still singing though. Okay, anyway, I actually am going to go to bed now. So, see you tomorrow. How you doing, guys? I'm running a pre-order sale on the long sleeve hooded quick dry shirts I've been wearing on my journey across Canada. If you're like me and don't like wearing sunscreen, these shirts are perfect. They keep you cool, comfortable and protected. You'll get 15% off when you pre-order. Just head to www.whatintheswag.com or click the link in the description below. And remember, every sale helps fund and film this adventure, so grab yours today and be a part of the journey. Hello, Dave. Good morning. Day 128, canoeing across Canada. It is 5:30 in the morning. We are on Saginaga Lake in the Quetico Provincial Park. And we are heading east. I was meant to get up earlier. I set my alarm for 5, but I had a terrible sleep last night. I went to bed really early and I just couldn't sleep. I was still awake at midnight and I was in bed at like 7:30. Anyway, so today we are heading east for about 5 miles, and then we're going to turn right and we're following the border south. It does like the border does this sort of east and then south, wiggles south and then goes east again. So we're going to be following the border. The thing that I'm thinking about this morning is whether or not I can do all of my portaging on the Canadian side, because there's a little bit more portaging to do before I get to Arrow Lake, but everything that I see on the map is showing on the US side. So that's going to be interesting to see when I get there, if there is an actual portage on the Canadian side as well. Technically, it's illegal for me to portage on the US side. From my understanding, a lot of people just do it, but technically, you can't do it. So they must have provided portaging on the Canadian side. Anyway, that's just what I'm thinking about this morning, but we're going to see when we get there. It looks the day looks pretty good so far. I'm tucked inside all these, surrounded by trees, but it looks really calm and really flat out there. And let's get out there and make the most of it before the wind picks up, if it does. Let's go, let's pack up. Morning. B-E-A beautiful. I love a good echo. What's that? Mosquito. Yeah. Later. All right. Beautiful morning. Well, in here anyway. Out there it looks a little windier. Windier. Nice and clear in here. Anyway, let's go. Let's get a move on. It is just past 7. So for us, this is early. I need to start making a habit of this, because when I get to Lake Superior, I'm gonna have to get on the lake much earlier than I have been here. Get up in the dark, leave at the crack of dawn. finish before the wind picks up in the afternoon. Apparently the wind picks up there in the afternoon. So. Right. Let's put in a good day today. What's kind of funny is, in front of me here is a tiny little island, and that's Canada. And behind it is a bigger island, and that's USA. The border goes between that tiny island and that island. As long as I stay on the left side of this island, I'm in Canada. I'm just coming up to the point now where I'm turning right and heading south, following the border. Just going to take a quick rest here, check my map, make sure we haven't crossed the border. Now, the dock that I just pulled up on, they're home. There's some people here, so I'm going to go and pick their brain about what's coming up. And I just realized I was a bit confused this morning because I was saying all of the portages on the US side, according to the map, but that's because Quetico Park in Canada ended already. It ended. The border of it was where I camped last night at Hook Island. That's the last of it in Canada, but in the States it continues and it follows the border. So makes sense now, clears up my confusion. So now I'm gonna just go over here and ask them, see if they've ever been down here, and get a bit of local knowledge. Hopefully they're friendly. Hello. Hi, sorry to disturb you.
No problem.
You probably don't get too many strangers knocking on your door. I'm just canoeing across Canada.
Yeah.
And it's taken me about 4 months to get here, and I'm heading this way. And I looked at the map. I just saw that you were home, so I thought maybe I'd ask and get some local knowledge. So I knocked on the door, and she answered in a towel. Suddenly, my simple question turned into a masterclass in awkwardness. So if you're feeling a little squirmy watching this, trust me, I was too for those few minutes. According to the map, I couldn't see any portages on the Canadian side. Have you ever been down here?
There probably really isn't on this side. There is like a 1 mile portage over to Saganagons. If you go down the lake there. There's a portage in the northeast arm over to the Northern Light Lakes. Do you know where I'm talking about?
Kind of. I mean, I've looked at the map. I'm trying.
You want to come in?
Oh, you don't mind?
Show you? Which way are you trying to go?
I'm trying to go this way.
In Canada or out
in
this
Canada.
Way? In Canada. Okay. Well then, yeah. Then you go down here.
But it looks like there's States. It looks like there's a portage. There's a few like rapids.
Yep. Right here. There's a falls, and there's a portage around it.
On the US side, though.
On the US side.
So technically, I can't do that, right?
Right. Do you have a remote border crossing or anything like that? Well, technically you can't, but who the hell's gonna know?
That's what I was thinking, you know.
No, it's like really nobody. There isn't going to be any. I've never seen a border route patrol guy there.
All right. How are you? How you doing? I'm Tom.
Are you crazy?
A little bit.
And he wants to get.
Do you want to look at a map?
We kind of looked at the one that you got on the wall. But I've got a Starlink I was going to plug in. I just haven't had enough sun over the last few days to charge my battery.
Sure.
And then I can actually do some proper research for 10 minutes if that's okay.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Kind of said it'd be highly unlikely you'd see anybody to
yeah.
do anything. But
Come on, plug in.
But anyway,
yeah, great. Well, thank you so much for the assistance.
Oh, you bet.
I'm going to head off.
Take care.
And you. they seem to think that all, if not most, of the portages are on the US side. But I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna check the Canadian side first. If it's possible, I'm gonna use that. If it's not possible, then we're gonna consider using the US side. Consider it. I'm not saying I'm doing it, I'm saying consider it. Alright, and we're moving. Alright, we're just coming past Red Pine Island on my left. We've got a pretty good wind. We've got a pretty good wind against us. And we've got about a mile to go before the border turns again and heads south. And then we should be protected. But until then, I've got about a mile against the wind. There's the border. Still in Canada. No, no. No. Maybe I'll go just inside the US, just. Oh, it's trying to be smart, but it's too shallow in Canada. Alright, I'm just going into the States just for a few seconds, just to get around this rock. Then I'm coming back to Canada. I'm sorry. Aha! Back in Canada. Alright, so we're just arriving at Saganaga Falls. There's the portage on the US side. Pretty well used. You can creep up here, see if there's one on the Canadian side. How's it going? Hey, do you know if there's a portage on the Canadian side?
I don't know the Canadian side. Portage, right?
Yeah. Technically, I'm not meant to be on that side. Fuck. So you guys have certainly seen enough of me portaging, so I'm not going to film this one, but I'm definitely going to use the one on the Canadian side. 100%. That's what I'm doing, okay? Don't doubt me. 100% Canadian side. Okay, that's Saganaga Falls portage, checked off the list. Definitely did it on the Canadian side. Nah, but honestly, I did. And you know that I did because that's what I'm saying I did. So I did. But we're back and we're moving. We are following the boundary waters. On the right is the USA, on the left is Canada. We've got some rapids up here called Horsetail Rapids. Well, this wind is just horrific. It's really taken the fun out of the day. It was side on, no, it was in my face pretty much all day, and then it was side on, blowing me left to right, and now it's in my face again, and it's strong. It's only like 2:30, 2:45, but on an island just here as a camp, so I'm just gonna let the wind blow me out. Such a shame. I was really wanting to get a good day today. I mean, it's been a good day so far, but anything from now is going to be a bonus, you know. Really frustrating. Yeah, 2:33, so there's still hours left. What do you do, Tom? What do you do? Nah, I'm going for it. It's 2:30. I'm going to persevere against the wind. Come on. I think. It's not turning. I'm going to persevere for a bit. See if I can make some ground. If not, I'm coming back to this island. It's pretty crazy. We've been paddling on a relatively wide river. I think it's Granite River, maybe. And now we've just got to this super narrow point, and then it's going to go wide again. I don't know, it must be super deep here because there's no rapids. It's not like it's coming through super quick. Strange. Ooh. See that fish? Give me a fright. We just tucked in here a little bit out of the wind. It's a nice little change, nice little break. Make the most of it and just take my time. Some big fish right here. Maybe I'll cast a line, see what happens. There's a whole bunch of fish here feeding on something. I'm not really sure what they're feeding on, but it's on the surface. So I've got a little Surface lure here. See what happens. Oh. Didn't even whine yet. It's a bass. That was awesome. I literally just cast it. There he is, not bad. I'd say 15 incher. All I did was cast that, landed in the water, then boom. I don't suppose you've seen any good camps on the Canadian side up here, have you?
Looks like almost all the campsites are open.
But there are some up here on the left, on the Canadian side?
I don't know about the Canadian side, there are on the right.
Okay, no worries, I'll check it out. Cheers. Blowing me sideways. Alright, I'm done. It's almost 4 o'clock and that wind is super strong. I've just tucked in here. I think I can see a camp through those trees. And the wind is coming here, so I should be protected in here. If there is a camp here. I hope there's a camp here. Yep. Perfect. That was a good day. In the end, a good day. Against the wind. A couple of portages. One actual portage and one that should have been a portage, but I manhandled the canoe through the river, through the stream. So then saved me a portage, saved me some time. I'll still count it as a portage. In fact, let's add up what miles we did today. Today we did 14 miles and a couple of portages. Happy days. Tonight's dinner, lasagna. Today was a good day. We did, I measured, we did 14 miles and I want to say 2 portages. Realistically it was 1, and then I pulled the canoe through a river to avoid the second one. Got a little bit sunburnt. I did put sunblock on, Mum, I did. Tomorrow's goal, I'd be happy to make it to Gunflint Lake. I think it's called Gunflint. So the one after Magnetic. Yeah, Gunflint. That is the goal for tomorrow, and that is something like 10 or 11 miles. So we should get there. Anything after that is a bonus for me. Not bad. Not bad. I'm going to have another early night tonight. It didn't work last night. I just couldn't sleep. I was still awake at midnight. But I'm pretty tired now, so hopefully I can get some extra sleep, because I want to wake up early again tomorrow. And because that was the reason why we did a good day today. That was the reason why we did a couple of portages and 14 miles, because I got up early, and we were on the lake at 7:30. We started paddling, maybe just after 7. That's with the wind against us too. So anyway, sure you didn't want to watch me eat my dinner. Rain is starting to come down. I haven't had my bath yet. And I don't want to now, it's too cold. It's too cold. I just forced myself to have a bath, and I really didn't want to. I am cold now. I was cold before. But it must be 8 o'clock, and I'm actually going to go to bed and listen to the birds. The birds sing all the way up till it gets dark, and then the crack of dawn. As soon as the sun starts coming up a little bit, they're back singing again. I love it. Yep, they don't stop. So, see you tomorrow. We're going to have another good day tomorrow, another big day. I want to get to Thunder Bay. I mean, honestly, I want to get there as soon as possible for a number of reasons. The first half of this trip, there was more towns, like there was more towns I went through to resupply, and just to get some regular life. This second half has now been going 28 days. I think this was day 28. And the only place that I was able to resupply was Fort Frances in the last 28 days. So you could say, on average, obviously 14 days. Which already, I've only just started the second half of the trip, and already that's more than the longest I went on the first half. And I'm still 1, 2, at least 3, I reckon maybe 4 to 5 days from Thunder Bay. I reckon 4 to 5 from today. And then I can do some laundry. I haven't done any laundry in 28 days. I can resupply, charge my batteries, charge my body, rest my body, and then go again for Lake Superior. Yeah. But anyway, we're not thinking about that now we are thinking about getting to Thunder Bay. That's all we're thinking. Nothing past that. See you tomorrow. So, thanks for watching. And if you're enjoying this journey, then don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone that might connect with it too. If you'd like to go deeper and support this channel, you can find me on Patreon. Every bit of support helps fuel future episodes, new adventures, and more time spent creating. The link's in the description. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.